Hey all, Mac here. I've been getting a lot of questions in game and on a couple of videos about crop rotation harvest, and so I wanted to make a video showcasing 3, 4, and 5 plot harvests as examples, as well as a general list of rules and just things that you want to do to maximize the amount of juice that you get from these. So for me, I've been trying to maximize the amount of yellow juice that I get, and this is all farmed today, and just a couple hours of playing. And I've also gotten a decent bit of blue and purple juice from this, just passively, through the Scarabs that I'm using. So, what are the Scarabs that I'm using? I'm playing with Sacred Grove, the Harvest Doubling Scarab, which I don't have any right now, Influence Scarab of Hordes, and Scarab of Monstrous Lineage. So, this one and the Hordes are actually pretty nice. We're running Eater of Worlds, which is going to make it so that we get a lot more of those mobs paired with some passives on the tree, and this is going to give us more altars as well as more rewards from the altars, and more importantly, more chances for increased quant. And we're scaling that quant so we can do a big harvest at the end that is, well, scaled by that quant. This magic pack size helps that as well, and actually helps with some of the monster spawning in the harvest, because the harvest, some of the T3 seeds are magic monsters, and some of the T2 seeds, if not most of them, are also magic. So this is going to overall increase our yield of that juice. Now the notables for this, obviously, we're taking crop rotation as our keystone. We want to spec into all the way down the line for which plant we want to build. And then our builders, we're going to spec a point into these as well, because if you just spec this, you would only see purple and blue, and that would not be very good. So your plots are going to really be dependent on wilts, no wilt procs occurring, in order to get really juiced ones like multiple T4 seeds. But even without this wilt proc, you're still going to be getting a decent bit of juice. It just really makes it extra powerful. And with this high enough chance, I think it's definitely going to make crop rotation better than traditional harvest. Even if the numbers aren't exactly better, it definitely feels better. And I think in some cases and smaller sample sizes, you'll actually see more. The duplication is actually really big. If you kill a T4 seed and it procs this, you get double the juice from the T4, which is really big. But this also tends to proc with how many mobs you're killing, which is also scaled by the magic pack size. And obviously, the additional monster is really helpful because the monsters are what drop the juice, and the additional harvest is crucial. So you want all these notables. The only one you don't need is Call of the Grove, because we're using a Scarab. We're taking the Eater of Worlds tree, and yeah. The harvest I'm showcasing, there's more than one way you can build your desired seed. However, I like to maximize the amount of juice that I get overall, which also means going for a builder at the end that is going to build into a big yellow seed. Now, how this works is you're using one color, either blue or purple, depending on your plots, and you're using a bunch of those, and you're saving one final blue or purple of the alternate, preferably the one that you only have one or two of, and you're going to be using that to build your final yellow seed. This isn't always possible depending on the harvest that you get, but at the end of the day, you just want to maximize what you can, and of course, play around your no wilt procs. The wilt procs may also end up giving you an opportunity to build an extra time, and when this happens, you want to be sure not to just automatically click the harvest that didn't wilt. You want to go around to your other harvests and kind of pick and choose depending on what's available. So generally speaking, you're going to want to pick maps that don't have a spawn boss. So this is most likely Jungle Valley, Mausoleum, Lookout. The reason is because you get more quant altars, you get more reward altars from influence mobs, and this is really important for this strategy because you want to scale as much quant as possible before going into your harvest. that also means that the layout kind of matters because you don't want to backtrack too much for your harvest. This is still kind of inevitable with the current map set, but I feel that Jungle Valley is already pretty nice. Unfortunately, you get 8-bomb maps, which is less nice, but it is what it is, right? If you find yourself in a 3-plot harvest, chances are you're probably better off skipping it. However, with this strategy with these set Scarabs, it might be worth doing because magic pack size is impacting some of the lower tier seeds. The biggest issue is that you can't get tier 4 seeds unless you get a no-wilt proc. And worse yet, having just 2 upgrades on the seeds is not a very good it's not a very good chance to get a lot of T3s. So we actually did get a no-wilt proc, which means this is turned into effectively a 4-plot harvest, which is pretty nice. But you can see even right here with these Vipers, there's a decent chunk of them that spawned as an additional pack size modifier. Again, depending on whether or not you actually want to kind of get every bit of worth out of your Scarabs, I advise you probably just skip these. I'm doing them just because I do believe it is, well, this is very unlikely, but we did get a no-wilt proc again, so it gave us a technical chance. We also got another one. So, you know what, sometimes maybe it's not worth skipping over these. I still would say, in the long run, you're probably not going to see these types of results, because at best you'll probably see 1 or 2 T3 seeds, which is coming at the cost of having to do 3 or more harvests, which is just not really worth your time, unless you, again, really want to get as much as possible out of your Scarabs. Worse yet is if you get 3 of the same color and they're all double plots, then at that point you just want to town portal and exit. But with our luck, this one turned out to be pretty dang good and actually gave us about another half div of yellow juice. Okay, so this is a 4-plot harvest. We can see that we have a double yellow, double purple, double blue, and a yellow purple. So since we're trying to build yellow, this is going to be our last plot up here. And we are going to start by building from purple. And this is because we have only 1 blue plot, and it's a double blue. And while we could build blue and then go purple, it's more, it's going to give you more juice overall, because you can upgrade your blue plot twice by using the 2 purples here. And so, we shall do that. So, in the chance that, let's say this yellow plot doesn't wilt, you're not going to click the yellow plot. You're going to wait for the yellow plot to essentially upgrade 1 more time, and then you click the blue plot. So here, we didn't get too lucky, just 1 T3. The bug, of course, is still there, where it doesn't show the T3 seeds, which is fantastic. Right here also you can see, we only have 1 seed, but we spawn 2 monsters. That's part of the duplication node, which is really powerful. Cool. And then our final 2 plots of yellow. Pretty bad result overall, but this can happen. Sometimes you get unlucky, but even so, with the pack size modifier and rolling a decent bit of quant, clicking quant altars, it should offset. This is still going to end up being a pretty good map for what it's worth. We ended up getting 1,000 yellow juice, 400 blue, and 112 purple, which isn't great, but it is not a loss. Okay, so this is a 5-plot harvest. This contains 2 double blue plots, 2 plots with purple, and 2 plots with yellow. In this scenario, I think the best approach to maximizing the amount of juice that you get is to have 1 purple and 1 yellow be built from all the blues. And so we're going to start by breaking through these two blues. Unfortunately, these Scrabblers are always really annoying to fight as a trapper. You generally don't get anything from the small mobs, the T1 seeds. They might spit out like some really small bits of juice occasionally, but it's not something to be worth banking on. So now we want to do one more blue that'll build up a purple. So we're actually going to look now at which of our purple plots is going to be better. We can see that this yellow plot is not very good. It has not procced very much, and so this is more primed to be used. You're going to base your decision on, like, basically the seeds that you're trying to build up. The plots have a chance for the T2 and T1 seeds to build up, and sometimes the T3 seeds will turn into T4 seeds. And so you want the plots that have the most T2 seeds to basically stay in the pool that you're upgrading. And so in this scenario, you want to pick the plot that, you know, doesn't have the yellow in it, and so this is going to be our choice. And now, our final plot has 6 yellow. This is pretty standard for a 5 plot harvest. We didn't get any no-will procs, but the possibility of this getting higher is solely dependent on how many no-will procs you get prior to this final plot. If you get this final plot as a no-will, it's not too bad because it's with purple. But if it was with blue, then it wouldn't be very good. Okay, so out of that, we got 2,500 yellow juice, which is half a divinish, and 1,200 purple juice, and 150 blue.